All right. Oh, I think I started this video a little bit early. Anyways, this is game number 2 in the Team Prodigy Star League between Complexity and Optic Zero and Dignitas. Not exactly sure why Optic Zero is teamed up with Dignitas, but that was a nice little intro screen. And yeah, here comes the game. We have now officially started. Already some crazy antics to start this series off. And this is a nice little interesting map here. Don't exactly know what the name of this map is called. Unfortunately, I don't really play 2v2s too much, but it looks pretty darn cool, and it looks really big as well. So maybe we might be in store for a big macro game here, guys. And of course, all the players wishing each other some good luck, have funs. Always well-mannered, these guys. I don't really think anybody here is bad-mannered. Obviously, there's no Combat X here. There's no... what was the guy's name? Dizzer or something like that played against Combat X in the Deezer. That was the guy. None of those shenanigans here. All these guys are very well mannered. Cat's giving a little bit of a fun finger there, but it does look like this is going to be once again the same races. Optic Zero playing Protoss, Select playing his main as well, and oh, Optic Zero stealing Select's gas here. That's a little interesting, huh? Maybe he just really wants that extra gas income for whatever. I can't really, I'm not exactly sure why he would steal his teammates' gas here, but we'll probably find out in a couple of moments, guys. Cats here is gonna be playing standard. I would assume neither player here is really doing that proxy stuff that we were seeing in games 1 or in game 1. Neither team is actually proxying the other player at all. And now, oh wow! I never knew you could do that! You can actually build an assimilator and SCVs can mine out of that assimilator. Boy, I tell you guys, seriously, the things that Terrans and Protoss can do when they're on a team is actually kind of crazy. Did you guys know that you could repair Protoss units? If your teammate is a Protoss, you could actually repair the mothership if it was floating above you. You could do some crazy stuff, and apparently you can build an assimilator for your teammate, and I mean, that's actually really cool, because that means that Select is going to get the gas that much faster, and that's actually really cool. I never noticed that the little box there kind of appears right there. Look at that. Whoop, whoop. That's kind of cool. So Select here is going to be getting really fast gas, immediately moving into a factory. And I would imagine he's going to go straight into Starport Banshees here. Excuse my phone, that is vibrating right there. It's not something else that's vibrating on my desk. Don't think of that, those dirty thoughts. So, oh yeah, Drewby gets the joke. And what is Drewby doing here? Why is he laughing? Actually, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe he found out that the gas was stolen or something. I don't know. Oh my god, Cats is building a proxy hatch. That's why he's laughing. And Cats, once again, at it as always, he's going to be doing some kind of a crazy proxy hatchery into Optic Zero's main. And Optic Zero is going with a Forge Fast Expand. Oh, this is gonna be the worst possible. He has no gateway units. He has nothing to defend against this unless he pulls probes right now. And oh, it almost looks like he knows. It's like he knows something fishy is up. And oh, he sees it. Okay, what's he gonna do? But Drewby runs in here with a Reaper, and that is gonna pretty much mean that these probes will not be able to defend against the proxy hatch. And the Reaper will actually be able to do quite a bit of damage. It's just gonna chill below here on this cliff, and it will be able to protect the hatchery for now. And what is Select gonna do to save his teammate? I would imagine he has a starport coming right now. Starport is up, but oh, he decides, yeah, all right. I don't know why. He's having some issues over there. I think his brain may not be functioning at 100%, or his add-ons and his buildings don't want to land where they want to land. But finally, he decides to build Vikings. Kind of interesting. Optic Zero immediately throwing up some cannons here. Very smart, obviously. But he may lose. Drewby going to be able to cancel one of the cannons. Very nicely done. Select bringing in a couple of his own Marines, and that will be able to keep Optic Zero alive for now. But the hatchery has begun morphing in roaches, and wow, this is just an amazing 2v2 series. Thank you, the Prodigy Star League, for sending me these reps. You guys are awesome. And, oh, it looks like Optic Zero gonna have to sacrifice a couple of probes. We'll have to defend against these roaches, and he ends up zapping that roach down. Really nicely well played there. And he will, oh, gets the queen as well. Beautiful by Optic Zero. And Optic Zero in a brilliant position. His probes are doing work right here, ladies and gentlemen. And he's gonna end up killing that roach as well. Cat's only getting about 3 probe kills off that roach, but another roach spawning out to the side. Oh, this is just brutal for Optic Zero. No matter how good his probes are, no matter how fast of a trigger finger he's got, that roach will, you know, with this roach in the back of the mineral line, that's pretty much it. And Optic Zero will have to abandon the main. Thankfully, he does have a natural, but I would argue Cats has done some significant damage. Oh, the Broodling's even coming out there. Has done some significant damage to Optic Zero, but across the other side of the map, Select here moving out with his Vikings, and I wonder right now, what is he going to do with Vikings? I almost for sure thought he was going to go straight into Banshee, but decided to build Vikings instead. It almost seemed like, you know, when his teammate was in dire danger, he was like, oh, I don't know, should I build Banshees? Should I build Vikings? Should I not do anything at all? I'll send 2 Marines. Definitely don't want to have your best friend as Select in a big fight. If someone jumps you, he'll be like, oh, I don't know if I should punch the guy, kick the guy, or run away. So finally Select in here, comes in here with a couple of his Vikings, lands them down. We're about to see how good Vikings are against roaches. Apparently they're not too shabby. Select here will have to be very careful, doesn't want to lose these valuable Vikings that are infinitely more expensive than Cats' roaches because of the gas costs, and Select wisely microing the Vikings to fly up into the air, which will keep the Vikings alive, obviously. And it looks like that's the end of the Cats shenanigans. But Druby this entire time, unharassed, is moving out with a significantly large army of Marines and Marauders. And I think this may be able to do some serious damage. And what the hell happened to this Nexus? I have no idea. I thought for sure Optic Zero had a natural here. It must have went down to something going on earlier in this game, but it did go down. And Druby is going to be able to clean house here, I would imagine, with these Marines and Marauders. He will probably just maneuver right behind the photon cannons. Poor Optic Zero this entire time hasn't been able to do a darn thing. I mean, he's only got 12 Harvesters. His Harvesters have been having to fight for their lives, and really, Optic Zero hasn't really been getting that much backup from his teammate Select. Finally moving in here. Will he be able to save the Nexus? Oh, loses the Nexus. Not good at all. Now Optic Zero, oh, he does have enough to build a new Nexus. Brilliant. Spectacular. And so he will not be out of this game yet. Just when you think he's about to tap out. Brings himself off the mat floor as the referee was about to count to 10, and he's right back in this game. Albeit he is very delayed, I will admit, and he will be relying on Select for quite some time to carry the team, and that is going to be a hard sell because Druby and Cats are both on 2 bases, or shortly will be on 2 bases apiece. And that is going to be very difficult, I would imagine, for Optic Zero and for Dignitas Select to get back in this game. Complexity showing why they're a team and why they're so damn good. They've been teammates for as long as I can remember, since the days when cavemen were fighting with sticks and stones. And it looks like that has really paid off for them here, as they're just playing a brilliant game of StarCraft 2, although Select is doing some work with this Banshee here, getting about 7 SCV kills. Not too shabby. And make it 9. Wow, Druby here just doesn't have enough energy to comsat. About to get 50 energy here, and he should be able to. He's going to stim as soon as he gets that energy. And oh, doesn't need to because he's got turrets everywhere. So he does kill off that Banshee eventually, suffering some mild economic damage, but nowhere near to the degree of. Oh, excuse me, guys. Nowhere near to the degree of Optic Zero. Optic Zero is just. What is Cats doing now? Yes, build a changeling in your teammate's base. That's the way to go. Unfortunately, the changeling is a little confused here. He doesn't. Actually, he's really smart that he didn't make himself into a marine. So he's gonna go off and crawl away over to the other side and try to become the 007. But Select, meanwhile, is coming in here with the Banshee, is going to be able to get a couple more kills. Really nice Banshee work here by Select. I would almost argue maybe FXO Optic Zero is the one controlling these Banshees. No, it's actually Select. You guys can tell by the red circle, the red halo around the force. And Select using some Shift Q micro here to focus down the drones, getting as many drone kills as possible, ends up getting 7 and pulls it out as soon as Comsat goes down, picks off another kill. Brilliant play right here by Select. And I was telling you guys before, excuse the hiccups, but I may just need some water, so hold on. There we go. I was telling you guys before, Select needs to carry the team for a while, and what a carry he has been! Man, his Banshees just ravaging kills in the mineral line, just getting so much economic damage done. So Select doing a great job, but Druby once again pushing across the center of the map with a large army of Marines and Marauders. At the same time, Select pushing up across the center with tanks and Marines, and this may end up being a base raise here, because I don't think that Select has the option of falling back at this point. He may just end up sacrificing his main to kill off his opponent's main. Oh, but ends up losing a couple of his air forces. Poor control here by Select. After his airways had a 5-star rating for so long, some of his airlines go down, unfortunately. And now Select is going to be pushing it into the natural. And oh, Cat's coming in with a couple of infested Terrans, and this may be it for Select and Optic Zero. Optic Zero has been rebuilding, but not quite to the degree that we would like him to see. And this may clean up his army, or clean up Select's army. Yes, indeed it does. And oh, wow, Druby deciding to fall back. I would have thought for sure he was going to go for the jugular here. Although he did kill off the natural, so I guess he did enough damage. But Druby deciding to fall back. Playing very conservative is Complexity. Both players going to be dropping back into an expansion of their own, and they may just play the safe game here as to extend their series lead from 1-0 into 2-0. Remember, they did win the first game, and they're looking quite good at this point. I'm not entirely sure what Select and Optic Zero can do, although Select does have the most harvesters right now. He has about 51 harvesters, so he does have quite the economy. He needs his natural back up, though, because, I mean, it doesn't matter how many harvesters you have. If you're overpopulated at one place, you are overpopulated, and you're not going to get much use out of those workers. So I would say right now, as time goes on, things are slipping for Optic Zero and Select, and Complexity is quickly getting further and further ahead in this game. And I'm not entirely sure what Select and Optic Zero can do. Optic Zero at this point, I would say, try to go for DTs or something. Just do something completely balls to the wall. You're so far behind right now. Trying to go into a macro game, it's just, it almost is certainly suicide. It doesn't seem like it would be the most intelligent way to play this game, and I'm not, for a moment, blaming these players' intelligence. They're obviously very smart, but, playing this kind of a macro game at this point really seems like it's just not going to work out. You're almost banking on the fact that Cats and Druby are not going to be macroing, and they're going to, try to play some kind of a aggressive game. But that's not the case here. They are going to be a base ahead of you at all points, and I mean, at the same time, I still commend them for not GGing out. But things are looking very, very bleak and dire. If we pull up the army tabs, Druby and Cats about 99 plus 117, so they are both players actually ahead of their respective counterparts. Select and Optic Zero, and it's only a matter of time, I feel like, unless they can pull off a miracle. Unless Select and Optic Zero can pull off some kind of crazy miracle, it is certainly going to be difficult. And wow, Cats has a lot of infestors. That's a lot of brain bugs. They remind you of the brain bug from Starship Troopers. They really, really do, actually. So he has a lot of brain bugs. He's moving in here, and oh my god, Optic Zero's army is just going to fall to this. Oh, Fungal Growth misses. It's Optic Zero with a hero dodge right there, but it's kind of, I don't know how long it can hold on to this for. Continuing to erect the artificial wall, but a couple Marines and Marauders elevating themselves into the main of Optic Zero, and Optic Zero's forces are going to get crushed by Fungal Growth. Oh my god, that's devastating. Select quickly falling in here with his Marines to back up his teammate, but stopped in his tracks by Fungal Growth are the Marines, and that could be all she wrote. Druby and Gats just doing so much damage right here. Oh, losing the Nexus as well. And of course, Marines and Marauders marauding the main of Optic Zero, and or more Marines and Marauders attacking over here to Select's third as well. And I would expect to see a GG pretty shortly at this point. There we go, GG's by both players. But that's not it, guys. This is a best of 5 series, so I think you guys should stay tuned, because obviously, this series isn't going anywhere. Optic Zero and Select, both very good players, can definitely bring this back, and I wouldn't expect any less from them. So stay tuned, guys. I don't have much else to say about this game. I'll talk about all the games in my post-game analysis at the end of Game 5, I suppose. And yeah, stay tuned. HD, signing out.